The girl was deceived in an online relationship and followed him to a motel, where, through pain and inner conflict, she gave up everything. But after they defined their relationship, Charlie suddenly disappeared without a trace. Since then, Annie seemed lost every day, either spacing out during meals or hiding in the locker room to cry. Sarah noticed something was off, and from what Annie said, she pieced together what had happened. Soon, she reported everything to the school. Not long after, Annie was called into the principal's office, and the situation was passed on to the police. From that point on, the whole school knew about Annie and Charlie, and the news reached Will and his wife. Seeing their daughter being helped out by the police, their hearts were shattered. Just then, a lead investigator stepped forward, saying Annie wasn't the first victim. They hoped that through this case, they could track down the man known as Charlie. To lure Charlie out, the investigator suggested Annie call him, pretending her parents weren't home. Unexpectedly, Charlie actually answered.
They took Katie to the movies. Charlie? Charlie? Charlie, are you there?
Using the internet, Charlie dug up Annie's mother's personal information, and with just one phone call, he slipped right out of the trap they had set. While everyone else was frustrated, Annie felt a strange sense of relief, because even now, she still believed Charlie loved her. But was that really true? After learning what had happened, Will was nearly broken. He kept pressing the investigator for details, and based on what he heard, he replayed the scene in his mind. This desire for revenge began to consume his work and reshape his entire life. Whenever he had time, he went online searching, trying to track the man down. One day, Will gave Annie a new phone, hoping to completely cut off her contact with Charlie, and said he would check her call logs regularly. This made Annie feel uncomfortable, and she even felt that compared to her parents' control, Charlie was the one who truly understood her. After that, she went to see a therapist.
There are girls at my school who've had sex with half the football team. I lose my virginity and my parents make a federal case out of it. Literally.
Annie kept blaming her parents, saying that if they had just given Charlie a chance to meet them, she believed his charm would have won everyone over. Whenever she talked about Charlie, her face softened with affection, but when she spoke about her parents, she was filled with anger. When she got home, her father brought out a stack of suspect profiles, forcing her to identify faces from sketches. After she denied them all, Will once again brought up what she had gone through, which completely set Annie off, and their relationship grew even more strained. Later, his wife accused Will of going too far, saying their priority should be comforting their daughter, not seeking revenge. Although Will agreed, that night he still snuck into a nearby neighborhood, wanting to see if a man with a criminal record there was the one he had been searching for. At the same time, the police updated Will on their progress, saying they had used technical methods to print out Annie and Charlie's chat history. Determined to know what his daughter had gone through, Will took the files when the investigator wasn't looking. Back home, he opened them, only to be shaken to his core by what he read.
I can't stop thinking about it. You inside me, I get wet when I picture it.
Okay, stop.
Our daughter wrote this.
After going through the messages, Will swore that even if it cost him everything, he would find the man responsible. From then on, his behavior grew more extreme, either spending all day searching online or secretly checking his daughter's phone at night. Annie noticed but said nothing, and instead grew to resent her father even more. The next day, her mother drove Annie to school. Facing the judgmental looks from classmates, she considered transferring Annie, but Annie insisted she had done nothing wrong and had nothing to run from. So she walked straight into the classroom. When Sarah saw her back at school, she tried to apologize, saying she never expected things to go this far. Hearing that, Annie glared at her, accusing her of acting out of jealousy, and their friendship fell apart completely. That night at home, her father once again pressed her about what happened at the motel.
He's not like that! You don't even know him!
Unable to take his constant pressure, Annie pushed him out of the room because she didn't want to relive what happened and didn't want to talk about it with him. By now, Will was blinded by anger, unable to see his daughter falling apart, and unwilling to listen to his wife. All he wanted was to know what really happened that day.